I want to discuss my Atlanta Falcons here because my Atlanta Falcons, I'm excited about their schedule for the 2025-2026 season. I'm expecting some big things to happen here. However, Falcons, they got 5 primetime games. I'm super excited about this. It looks like the league is probably noticing how great they are and the things that they're doing and, the come up. It seems like they're realizing it. But the games that they're playing in primetime, they'll be going against the Vikings in week 2, the Buffalo Bills week 6. This is going to be fresh off a bye week. The bye week is week 5. 49ers in week 7. Buccaneers in week 16. Rams in week 17. So with these primetime games, I'm excited. It looks like very winnable primetime games. The biggest one that scares me right off the back is probably the Vikings and the Bills in week 2 and week 6. I think we'll pretty much have the Buccaneers, taken care of, especially since they got a new offensive coordinator and they had a lot of drama going on too. Didn't really, make a big surprise in the draft of making anything, pop. However, in terms of the Falcons, I think they'll win 12 games. And I'm standing on that. I got the Falcons winning 12 games this next season. They're definitely going to improve from the 8-9 season that they had last year. But I want to be on record, and I'm standing on the Falcons winning 12 games this upcoming season and this upcoming year. So obviously, I want to start with the division, and I'll bring up all of the other, matchups that they have. But I want to start with just the division because you got to really win these divisional games if you're talking about winning anything. And I'll pull it up for those who are on the stream to see, the division games and stuff like that. But, one of the things that I think about in the division is not really that much competition. Truth be told, it's not a bunch of competition in the NFC South. It's really between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers because not too worried about the Buccaneers. Again, they lost their offensive coordinator who was making a lot of things happen for them. He had the offense flowing. They had injuries last year that's going to carry over into this year. So I'm not too really worried about the Buccaneers making things happen and being a huge disruptor in the NFC South. I think they can obviously be a factor depending on how well Baker Mayfield plays and how well that offense adjusts to losing a coordinator. However, but the main focus is for me, being an Atlanta Falcons fan, is going to be the Carolina Panthers because they did amazing in the draft. We also seen them come off the end of the season last year off a huge high, and Bryce Young's play, he was playing great. So the division games is going to be important. Panthers is the main thing that I'm focusing on in terms of who's going to win this division. After that, I'm looking at these other teams, and when I see them, I don't really see too many L's coming our way, truth be told. So the games that concern me, we'll forget about the preseason games. Those obviously don't matter, but it's in the graphic here, so we'll see it. But week 2, like I said, Vikings, I think it's going to be a great matchup. It'll be in prime time, and it is an away game happening in Minnesota. So that's going to be tough. We got to go there and win. It'll be, the Vikings, their prime time slot. They got a lot to prove too, and they also got a tough division, so they can't afford to lose games that's not in their division. So that'll be tough. I understand that. However, more games too on here. Buffalo Bills is another game that worries me a little bit. The Commanders is a game that worries me a little bit. And then, I kind of want to think about some of the other games that we should win, but probably will lose because that does happen. Dolphins, another team. Sometimes the Dolphins are there, sometimes they're not there. And then outside of the Dolphins, the Jets are another team I got my eye on, and the Seahawks are another team I got my eye on, and teams in terms of games that we might not lose. And God forbid we do split with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or split with the Panthers. I think that would make for like 5 or 6 games. So, this is where I say, I really do have the Falcons winning at least 12 games. And I want to stand on that. So Falcons are going to win 12 games. And another reason why I say Falcons are going to win 12 games is because they did make a lot of improvements from the offseason. So the big issue was not necessarily the offense. Obviously, we know Falcons fans, we know that we got screwed by Kirk Cousins coming out after the season saying he was playing through injury. We started off hot. We started off whacking teams left and right in prime time. It was prime time Kirk. We was hype about Kirk Cousins. And then he got hurt. Shoulder injury, continued to play through it. We went down a slippery slope of failure, lost like 5 or 6 games straight, and we just never could find a groove after that. Penix saved the day a little bit, gave us a little hope toward the end of the season. However, after that, when I'm looking at the offense now, starting off with Penix, I think we'll see great things. We didn't lose anybody on the offensive end. Guys are only going to improve. We kept Bijan, Drake London, all of that. And then our quarterback position is going to be solid. One of the things, too, I love about the Falcons right now, not sure if it'll be this way come toward the season, but right now we have the best backup quarterback in the NFL. And that's not even a debate. Kirk Cousins being a backup quarterback, especially if he's healthy and not worrying about his shoulder injury, we're definitely in good hands here. And then on the defensive side, which was the biggest question mark for the Falcons last year, we definitely improved there. We fired our defensive coordinator, brought in Jeff Arbich, who I think is going to do a great job. But the big issue was the pass rush for the Atlanta Falcons. We could not get pressure on anybody. Don't matter who it was, how good their offensive line was, or whatever the case was, we could not get pressure on anybody. And then word came out toward the end of the season, in the back half of the season, it was more Raheem Morris calling the defensive pass rush and calling the defensive plays, which is why those sacks increased toward the end of the season compared to the beginning of the season. So I'm loving our defensive odds here matching up against these other teams. I think this was the area where we needed to improve in the offseason. And we did that. We brought in some free agents that's going to add some more depth to the defense. And then we also drafted very well, bringing in a new safety, Xavier Watts. I mean, he's about to be great because Justin Simmons, we let him go, and he was injured back and forth, but it just wasn't consistent play. So now we bring in a fresh young guy who's obviously cheap because he's on a rookie deal. And then you bring in two edge rushers, Pierce and Walker, who are going to be great and bring the force as well. So these guys are going to be around for some years too because they're going to be on rookie deals. So this defense is loading up for the future. The offense is obviously still very, very young. So I'm loving where we are right now in the season. And I got the Atlanta Falcons winning 12 games for sure. And I'm excited about it, man. I'm pumped and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go at this point. So, hey, man, check those schedules out. Check with your teams. Falcons gonna win a division. I'm gonna get to acting crazy too. Just know, I want to tell y'all right now, I'm acting a damn fool when the Falcons win 12 games, get to the playoffs, secure the division, and then beat the Eagles first round or whatever the case is. Just know, or beat the Lions first round, or beat the Commanders first round. Just know, I'm acting a damn fool. I want y'all to know. So here's your warning. I tried to warn y'all about the Pistons, and now I'm warning you about my Falcons. I'm gonna act a damn fool. So if you see me on IG, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you be watching me, just know I'm cutting up. So this is your warning. So give me some grace when my team is whacking everybody, and I'll hold myself accountable if they not. I ain't got no problem. If my team stinking it up after I said they're gonna win 12 games this season, I'll hold myself accountable. I ain't got no shame in that. It wouldn't be the first time. But I gotta at least let you know. I'm giving you a warning because, like I told y'all with the Pistons, I said it. I told you I'm cutting up. As soon as the Pistons good, they get in the play, and y'all let them get in the playoffs. So don't let them get in the second round, third round next year. It's over with, bro. It's over with. I'm just telling you right now. Anyway, other